Welcome to the deep dive. So you're thinking about a Master of Science in Europe for 2025. Well, you've definitely come to the right place. We've waded through quite a bit of information, really, to bring you the insights that matter.
Exactly. And Europe, well, it's got a really compelling package for MS studies, doesn't it? World-class education, a genuinely international vibe, and often tuition fees that are surprisingly reasonable.
Right.
Plus, you find so many programs taught entirely in English now. Think Germany, the Netherlands, France, Sweden, Switzerland. It makes things a lot more accessible.
Okay, so what's our goal here with this deep dive? What are we trying to do for you, the listener?
Well, we really want to cut through all the noise,
Mm.
and highlight what's actually crucial when you're weighing your options. We're not just going to list universities.
No.
No, we're digging out the key strengths, the emerging trends, all to help you make a decision that feels right. Think of this as your kind of fast track to understanding the whole European MS scene.
Absolutely. And we're talking about degrees that are recognized all over the globe, affordability in many cases, which is huge, amazing research opportunities, that rich multicultural experience, and let's not forget the ease of travel with the Schengen visa. I mean, that makes hopping between countries so much simpler.
Yeah, that's a great part.
So with all these fantastic options on the table, where do we even begin looking at these top-tier places?
Okay, let's start with some of the names that consistently pop up for MS programs in 2025. You're going to see universities like ETH, Zurich, Oxford, the Technical University of Munich, TUM, Delft University of Technology, EPFL, Cambridge, KU Leuven. They're frequently right up there in the rankings.
Okay.
Oh, and the University of Amsterdam, too. That
Yeah.
one comes up as a leading institution as well. We'll touch on that maybe a bit later.
Right, got it. So let's dig in a bit. What makes each of these stand out? Let's start with ETH Zurich. What's their story?
Okay, ETH Zurich, Switzerland. It really is a powerhouse, especially in engineering and technology in Europe. What's really interesting is the focus, the depth of their MS programs, things like data science, robotics, environmental engineering. And they have incredibly strong links with big industry players. Google, Siemens.
Wow.
Yeah, and that directly feeds into their frankly remarkable 95% post-MS employment rate. I mean, the 2025 QS rankings put them #1 in Europe for engineering and tech.
95% employment rate. That really says something about the value in those connections, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
Okay, moving on. What about the University of Oxford?
Right. Oxford in the UK, I mean, it's a global heavyweight, particularly famous for computer science and AI. Their MS courses are often quite intense, typically 1 year long.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're known for really significant research output and providing great networking opportunities. Interestingly, their 2024 Student Satisfaction Index was also sky high, 94%.
So, focused, intense, highly regarded.
Got it. Now, Germany's Technical University of Munich, TUM. What's the main appeal there?
Well, probably the biggest draw for TUM, for many people anyway, is that they don't charge tuition fees for international students.
Tuition.
No tuition. That opens doors for so many potential grad students, right? Plus, they have truly state-of-the-art labs and facilities, especially in engineering and applied sciences. And being in Bavaria gives students access to this, thriving innovation hub.
Yeah.
Their student satisfaction was also strong in 2024, 91%.
Free tuition at a top technical university. That is definitely compelling. Okay, let's hop over to the Netherlands. Delft University of Technology. What makes them a top choice?
Delft. They really carve out a niche in green engineering and sustainable design. That's a big focus for them.
Ah, very relevant.
Hugely relevant. They offer a really wide range of MS degrees, all taught in English across different fields, and they're known for having a very welcoming, supportive international student community. That focus on sustainability is, well, critical right now. Absolutely, couldn't agree more. Okay, another Swiss leader, EPFL.
Right, EPFL, the École Polytechnique Fédérale de Lausanne. It's really at the cutting edge of research, especially in computer science and life sciences. It's located in Lausanne, which is a very tech-focused city. Lots of startups.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, a great ecosystem there. And they also boast an excellent faculty-to-student ratio that often means more personal attention, better mentorship.
Strong research, startup connections, sound like a very dynamic place. And the other UK giant, Cambridge.
University of Cambridge. What's interesting there is they offer many MS programs that are quite interdisciplinary. That can be fantastic if you're looking to bridge different fields.
Like combining tech with something else.
Exactly. Maybe like advanced material science with, say, business strategy, something like that. And their alumni network, Well, it's incredibly prestigious. Nobel laureates, tech leaders, plus they have research collaborations all over the world. Those connections can be invaluable later on.
Yeah, those connections can really open doors. Okay, let's head to Belgium, KU Leuven. What makes them a key player?
KU Leuven is particularly strong in areas like AI and biotechnology. That's where they really shine. They also have relatively affordable tuition for non-EU citizens, which makes them a pretty attractive option financially.
Good to know.
Plus, being centrally located in Europe makes travel and experiencing other cultures really easy. Their 2024 Student Satisfaction Index was also solid at 89%.
Affordable, central, strong programs sounds like a great mix. And you mentioned the University of Amsterdam earlier.
Yes, exactly. So the University of Amsterdam, while it came up a bit later in our sources, it's definitely highlighted as a top-ranked university.
Mm-hmm.
And importantly, it has a very impressive post-MS employment rate, 92%.
92%. Wow.
Yeah, it suggests their graduates are definitely in demand.
Okay, so that gives us a really good feel for some of these incredible institutions. Now, if we zoom out a bit, what are the sort of broader trends shaping MS education in Europe for 2025? What should someone thinking about this be aware of?
Well, one really interesting thing is the growing use of digital tools and hybrid learning models. It offers a lot more flexibility in how you learn and engage.
Right, like online components mixed with in-person.
Exactly. And there's also a very, very strong emphasis pretty much across the board on green and sustainable technologies. That reflects the huge global need for expertise there.
Makes sense.
And maybe most crucially, we're seeing a definite shift towards curricula that are really driven by what industry needs, focusing on developing specific in-demand skills. So graduates are truly job ready.
That move towards practical industry skills seems vital. Okay, so with all these amazing universities, these evolving trends, how does someone even start to narrow it down? How do you find the right MS program for you?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It really boils down to aligning your own priorities. First off, you absolutely have to dig into the program specific, the specialization, the actual course content, the research chances. Then you've got to look hard at the cost, tuition, and just the general cost of living. They vary wildly across countries.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. And while English is common, always, always double-check the language of instruction for your specific program. And definitely look for programs with good internship opportunities and strong industry connections.
Good point.
And finally, it's smart to check out the post-study visa situation in different countries. Some offer extensions, like a couple of years, for graduates to find a job.
Those are all super practical points. Now, for a lot of listeners, funding is, well, it's a major hurdle, or at least a big consideration. What's out there in terms of scholarships for 2025? Our source mentions some specific ones for Indian students.
Yes, there are some excellent ones worth highlighting. The Duraz Award in Germany is a big one. It often covers living costs, tuition, even travel.
Wow, comprehensive.
Very. Then there's the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship. That's EU-wide and gives full financial support for students doing joint MS programs offered by consortiums of universities. And Switzerland has its government excellence scholarships, specifically for places like EPFL and ETH Zurich.
Fantastic options. So what are the key strategies then? How do you actually get one of these competitive scholarships?
Right. The key is really being proactive and strategic about it. Apply early. Deadlines are often strict.
Don't wait.
Definitely don't wait. Keep your academic record strong. That's usually priority number one. Make sure you highlight relevant extracurriculars, any leadership roles. Show the whole picture.
Right.
And maybe the most important tip, tailor your statement of purpose, your SOP. Tailor it meticulously for each specific program and scholarship.
Yeah.
Generic applications just, well, they get lost in the file.
That targeted approach sounds absolutely essential. Okay,
Yeah.
Let's look beyond graduation now. What are the career prospects generally like for someone with an MS from one of these top European universities?
Generally pretty good.
Yeah.
Graduates from these top places benefit from really strong career services departments and, crucially, extensive alumni networks. Those are invaluable for job hunting and just building your career. We're seeing especially high demand in sectors like tech and AI, finance, renewable energy, consulting, biotech. It's quite broad.
And specific employers.
Yeah, the sources mentioned top names like Google, big presence in Zurich, Siemens in Germany, Philips in the Netherlands, Airbus in France, Roche in Switzerland. So lots of opportunities across different countries and industries.
So it sounds like the support structures are there, and the demand for skilled graduates is definitely strong. Now, our source material also touched on something interesting, the management and improvement of these universities. What actually makes a university top in terms of how it's run?
That's a good question. According to the info we looked at, a leading MS university in 2025 shows, well, excellence in its academic management. It fosters innovation, not just in research, but in administration, too. It really prioritizes student satisfaction and have that strong international recognition. It's about creating an environment where learning and personal growth can really flourish.
Okay. And on the flip side, what are some of the common challenges or, areas where European MS universities might need improvement in 2025?
Several potential issues were flagged. Things like a lack of transparency in how the university is managed that can cause problems, not enough collaboration with industry, leading to skills gaps for graduates.
Right.
Inadequate student support services can really impact the experience. Curricula that don't keep up with tech changes, sometimes overcrowded classrooms, or maybe unclear guidance on career paths after graduation.
Those all sound like things that could definitely affect a student's experience. So what are the strategies then? How can these universities improve their management and the overall student journey?
The source pointed to several key things: using data more effectively for decision-making so they can respond better to needs and trends. Actively getting and acting on student feedback is crucial for improvement.
Listening to students.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Strengthening those ties with industry and tech companies to keep curricula relevant. Regularly updating courses. Investing in digital infrastructure for better learning and access. Prioritizing student mental health resources, that's increasingly vital.
Definitely.
Building strong international alumni networks for connections. Hiring administrative staff who understand educational tech. Fostering student startup incubators. Increasing research funding. Promoting inclusion and diversity. And importantly, tracking and publishing key performance indicators, KPIs, to stay accountable.
Wow, that's quite a list. It sounds like a really multifaceted approach is needed. Our source even included some expert opinions on this.
Yeah, it did. Dr. Laura Mueller from Heidelberg University was quoted saying something like, "Efficient university management directly contributes to enhanced academic outcomes." Makes sense. And Professor James Grant from TUM noted the strong link between student satisfaction and administrative agility. And there was mention of the global guru on Twitter, who apparently analyzes universities based on management and engagement.
Interesting perspectives. It's also good that our source reminded us that rankings aren't everything, right?
Oh, absolutely critical point.
Yeah.
While rankings give you a snapshot, sometimes specific program excellence, or just how well a university aligns with your personal and career goals, that's way more important.
Like specific strengths.
Exactly. For instance, Chalmers in Sweden is apparently renowned for embedded systems programs, and Politecnico di Milano in Italy is a leader in design. These places might be the perfect fit for certain students, even if they aren't #1 overall.
That's a really important reminder. Look beyond just the headline rankings. Now, speaking of finding the right fit, our source shared some really inspiring success stories facilitated by an organization called LetzStudy. Can you tell us about those?
Yeah, these were great. So there was Charan Raj. He wanted to do data science in Europe, but felt kind of lost in the whole application maze. LetzStudy helped him pinpoint TU Munich as a great fit he hadn't considered, guided him through applying, and now he's thriving in AI research there. Then there's Ranjan Gowda. He was deciding between the UK and Europe for sustainable management. LetzStudy identified KU Leuven as a really strong match for his career goals. He not only got in, but secured a fully funded scholarship and is now apparently leading global sustainability projects.
Wow, amazing outcome.
And one more, Nanditha H.N. She dreamed of ETH Zurich for robotics. Super competitive, right? She was worried about the admissions process. LetzStudy provided targeted coaching for her interviews, her SOP, and boom, she got into that top-tier robotics program.
Those are brilliant stories. They really show the difference that tailored guidance and support can make.
Definitely.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the main takeaway message you'd want our listener to hold on to about pursuing an MS in Europe in 2025?
I think the most important thing is just recognizing the sheer diversity and quality that Europe offers. There's a huge range of Master of Science programs, and each has its own unique strengths, its own focus.
And for you, the listener, the really crucial step is to look past just those big name rankings and really figure out what aligns best with your own academic passions, your career ambitions, and frankly, your personal preferences too.
Exactly. So maybe a final thought to leave you with. Considering all the rapid advancements we've talked about in these top programs, AI, sustainable tech, that push towards interdisciplinary work, What do you think might be the next big area of interdisciplinary research to emerge in European graduate education? Where are the next exciting intersections going to be? That's something worth mulling over as you start your own exploration.